Happy Saturday to you. Hope you're having a great day. It's a blustery, wet day out here today. And today I want to address a question that a lot of viewers have this kind of concern. It's all about squirrels. And you can encounter squirrels on any sort of day. It can be a rainy day like today, a little windy, a little blustery in the fall here, or it can be a bright sunny day. But man, when you encounter a squirrel with your dog, a lot of us are right then and there just going, what the heck? Why were squirrels put on the planet Earth? Just to harass my dog, which in turn harasses me. So the viewer's question is this. Hey Brian, when my dog encounters a squirrel while on a walk, he goes absolutely berserko. I mean, he just loses it. He goes nuts, and that wasn't intended. And because of that, I'm a little confused here. What should I do? Should I tell him to just switch and make him go to the other side of my body, the opposite side of that the squirrel's on? Or should I tell my dog to heel? Or should I tell my dog to leave it? Well, that's a really good question. And I always, again, you know me, I'm a big fan of keep it simple, stupid rule. I'm more about action and less talk. So I think the importance lies with what you do, not so much with what you say. Okay, so when I came down here to do this video, I looked around and I could not find any local squirrels that were going to cooperate with me today. Fortunately, I was able to secure the help of, come here, little guy. Come here, buddy. All right, cool. All right. So I was able, nice little dude he is, secure the help of the very elusive brown paper sack squirrel. Aptly named because of their uncanny resemblance to brown paper sacks. So I appreciate this little fellow helping us out today. Serve a little bit as a prop so you can see exactly how to handle the situation. All right, so I'm going to place my little elusive brown paper sack squirrel about right here. Hopefully, there you go. You guys should be able to see that little fellow. I'll kind of put him here, right here in the center of the camera. All right, Cal Dog, leash you up, buddy. Okay, so that being said, if I am going to be approaching at the end of given day, I start to walk and suddenly there's a squirrel up ahead and Captain sees the squirrel, and he does like to chase squirrels as well. And I've always said the squirrels are fine. They don't need to worry about it. Captain's never going to catch him. I think they just laugh at him. They wait till he gets within about 2 feet and then they scurry right up a tree. And of course, they're just letting him have it at that point there. So, Captain's a good thing I feed him because he would go hungry if squirrels had to be on his diet. But nevertheless, it's a bit of a problem if it catches you off guard, especially if your dog's on a leash or even if your dog's off leash. So what do you do to address the question? Well, of the 3 commands, heel, switch, and leave it. Switch is probably more of a preemptive. That's the type of command I'm going to use to preempt my dog from going after a squirrel. Again, I have to be lucky. I have to see the squirrel in advance, or at least see it about the same time as my dog. So in that case, if the squirrel is on the right side of my body, come on over here, buddy. Heel, switch. I can switch him over so that my body is between Captain and the squirrel. And that may help a little bit, especially with a dog about the size of Captain and smaller. I can use it to block his body, prevent him from shooting across my body, buy myself just a little bit more time before he pursues the squirrel. All right, so switch is one of those commands I'm going to use only if I have time. Only if I have time. I'm walking, all of a sudden I see squirrel. Squirrel happens to be on the same side of my body as my dog. Switch, have the dog switch over, and again, be ready at that moment to do what you need to do next. And so that next thing would be more in line of intervention. Intervention. That's where that leave it comes in. That leave it, because your dog has noticed that squirrel. Your dog is already starting to move towards that squirrel. And that's where you say, leave it. Leave that squirrel alone. Leave that piece of chocolate lying on the sidewalk. Leave that piece of glass. Leave it, period. Anything and everything that you don't want your dog to interact with at that moment, leave it. So that's interaction. That's where you are going to intervene at that moment before the dog has the opportunity to interact with that object, grab that object, or go after that living thing. Same thing with heel. Heel's the same thing. If I'm moving along, come on, cow dog, and all of a sudden I see the squirrel and I watch him heel. And I can immediately, especially if I'm in one of those frees. I've told you before, I don't make Captain heel the whole time I walk him. I don't. Unless I'm in a really, really crowded city. But if I'm not there and I'm not having to use heel, the coast is clear, there's no one else down here at this park, I think it's just me and Captain down here today, then why heel? Why heel? Hey, go run around a little bit, be on a loose leash, as long as you don't pull me, as long as you stay on one side of my body. I don't want you going back and forth. We can relax, I can relax, you can relax, and we can have fun. But the second I see that squirrel, the very second I see it, or the very second I realize Captain just saw it, maybe he sees it before me, a lot of times he does, then I'm going to immediately go into that formal heel, right then. So we can be free, just moving along, it's all good, and all of a sudden, oh no, squirrel, heel. And we're now in that formal heel, right in that formal heel. I can also free, approach the squirrel, leave it. And when I say leave it, whether it's needed or not, as a disruptor of my dog wanting to attempt to chase a squirrel, I'm going to go ahead and just give a little snap on that leash. Consider it a shot over the bow, a little bit of a warning. Don't go there. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. So this is a little haptic signal, kind of like a little wolf going, hey, little nip, little chest bump, a little side bump, a little hip bump there, a little paw right on there. Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to disrupt that behavior. And a lot of things that when it comes to squirrels, whether you are going to use switch, whether you are going to use heel and drop into that formal heel, whether you are going to say leave it, it's about momentum. You've got to stop this train 5 feet from the depot. 500 feet from the depot, that thing has gained enough speed, enough momentum that, man, all your heel, your in, your leave it, your switch, that's just noise. That's just noise. That dog is way ahead of you. For you to be able to physically counteract that, wow, good luck to you. So that means a couple other little things. If you're going on walks where you know you have predictive information, you know it. I know, I go down here, there's squirrels down here. We walk back on another path over here, a little bit further to the north. There's a lot of squirrels over there, a lot more trees that I guess they feel a little safer. I know that. I'm looking for them. I'm not constantly staring into the bushes and looking for little bushy tails. I'm just aware. Kind of like anytime I'm out in the wild, I'm just aware. Just kind of got my eyes up a little bit here, turning my head every so often. I'm aware. And if you've got a lot of squirrels, then say, sweet, this is awesome, man. I sure hope we see a lot of squirrels today, because I'll tell you what, I'm ready to go. And you be ready to go. Absolutely. Your attitude at this moment is wrong is good. Yeah, I hope you go after that squirrel. I look up ahead and I beat you to it. I'm going to say, leave it. Your dog probably go, leave what? What do you mean leave it? That squirrel, that one that's up there, just in case you were thinking about going, well, I wasn't going to go. Yeah, I know, but you were going to go. I know you were going to go. Yeah, you can have all sorts of conversation with your dog. No, we're not going to go after squirrels. And the hope behind this is not so much developing this awesome heel, this awesome switch. It's more about turning bushy-tailed squirrels, even my little paper sack squirrels, into bad prey. Yeah, bad prey. The neat thing about dogs versus humans, they don't continue to repeat behaviors they have no success with. When behaviors become all cost and there's no benefit associated with that behavior, they will eventually leave that behavior. They will stop doing that behavior. And then they'll just start to habituate to the presence of squirrels, and it won't be such a big deal. I've had dogs who it remained a big deal to them. You could tell it. They just had super high prey drive, but they wouldn't go after them. They wouldn't, because the squirrels were turned into bad prey. Every time they attempted to go, something happened to them. Those of you that use remote training collars, if your dog's off leash and you have a remote, same thing. The dog starts to go, no, that fast. That's just a no, leave it. And it's done. The animal looks back at you and you go, well done. Leave the squirrel alone. and just continue to move. And I guarantee, because I've had some of the biggest squirrel chasing dogs I've ever walked this planet. They walked around their whole day. You could be talking to them and say, sit, sit, and they go, yeah, treat, squirrel. Just like that. I kid you not. You go, what the heck? We're in the middle of a sit here. And they're like, squirrel. I think I saw a squirrel. And that's all they do, like ADHD. Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Everything's a squirrel. Squirrel, 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 squirrel. Everything's a squirrel. I've had that. And tell you what, over a period of time of consistent application, guess what? You just don't get to go after squirrels. Now all of a sudden it'd be, hey, you know there's a squirrel over there? Can I go after it? No. And every now and then, all right, we're totally off leash at this moment here. Maybe no. So kind of just play with them. No, once you have a dog like that, you disrupt squirrel hunting. It always has to stay that way. Prey just can't be marginally bad. It can't just be sometimes bad prey. Unfortunately, it has to be always bad prey. And then, of course, I don't need to tell you the last thing. Don't buy your dog a stuffed squirrel to play with. Okay, now you're just lighting the fire. There you go. What the heck? You just gave me something that I can thrash, trash, shred, and there it is. There's the real deal right over there by that tree, and I'm after it. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Think of switch as more of a preemptive. If you have time, switch the dog to the opposite side of the squirrel. And then if you don't have time and it's coming up on you quickly, then jump in there and intervene by saying, no, heel. You cannot go after that squirrel. Excuse me, sir or ma'am. No. Heel. Or leave it. And leave it right then, right that very second. Leave it and mean it. Mean it. And if all else fails, you try the heel, you try the switch, you try to leave it, then stop and sit. Yeah, just stop and sit. Come here, Caldo. Sit. Just stop and sit. Slow everything down. Drive your dog down from that arousal column. That column that says to pursue the squirrel. Drive it down, 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 down. Make it sit, make it sit. Be static, be still. Give the squirrel time to run off. Now everything's fine. Heel. And we move on from there. Anytime you think anything that you're doing, any evolution you're having with your dog, it starts to turn into a train wreck, it becomes a sit. Or a down if you can get it. Okay, guys, that's it then. Think about it. Switch preventive. Intervention is going to come more in the line of the leave it and the heel. And finally, just a sit if you have to. Enjoy your day. Be safe out there. Keep training and keep an eye out for squirrels. There's no local squirrels around here. There's only my good old elusive brown paper sack. Keep an eye out for these guys too. They're pretty cooperative. Maybe they'll help you do your training. Have a great day. Gal Dog, free. You want to go after that paper sack squirrel? Want to do it, buddy? I can't find any local ones around here.